we live our life like we are indebted to it. We live our life like we are indebted to it. Everything we do, every decision we make, every moment that we spend has to justify our existence. Recently, I read this poem by Charles Bukowski called Dinosauria V. And there was a line in this poem that just struck me. We are born into a government, 60 years in debt. And I couldn't stop thinking about this word, debt. It's not financial debt. It's psychological. And I think as we live our life subconsciously with this debt. We live our life as if we are on borrowed time. In everything we do, we have to justify our right to live, as if we have to earn our life, that we have to deserve it instead of just living it. Think about it. I mean, when you sit down to rest, do you feel guilty? Do you sometimes feel like you're falling behind? Do you compare yourself with other people and how they are doing? Do you sometimes panic, thinking that you should constantly be doing more? Because I think all of this is a symptom of the same belief that we need to earn our right to exist. And I think it is important that we investigate why we think this way. I mean, when we are kids, we are free to do anything. We play because it's fun. We draw because we want to draw. We ask questions because we're curious. And nobody asks us whether we have earned our afternoon. But then school begins. And now everything suddenly has a number attached to it. A number to signify and to measure our work. Grades, ranks, percentages. But somewhere along the way, the number stops measuring our work and starts measuring us. You stop saying that, oh, I failed in the exam, and you start saying, I am a failure. And this measurement follows us everywhere. Because these grades, these ranks become salaries. And then salaries become status. And status becomes followers, and followers do awards and so on. And somewhere we never escape this psychology of this measurement of these numbers. And we develop this psychology of asking the world, am I enough? And it's not just in a work. I think this psychology follows us everywhere. Even when you sit down to relax, you feel like You just want to pick up your phone, or you want to do something else, but you can't sit still. There was this movie called Perks of Being a Wallflower, and there was a line in this film that we accept the love that we think we deserve. And I believe that this is the same way that we think about our lives. We accept the life that we think we deserve. And that is why, if you think about it, when you sit down to rest, you constantly reach for your phone. Because you feel that you do not deserve to sit down and do nothing. That you have to be doing something. And so instead of doing nothing, you have to pick up your phone and scroll. But scrolling is not rest. You can scroll and scroll and scroll for hours and you still feel exhausted. Because we believe that we haven't earned the right to just be and to just rest. Because we have this feeling that we always have to keep doing something and we have to keep doing more. And if you think this way, nothing is ever enough and you can never find peace. Now, I am not saying that in order to free yourself, you need to quit your job or give up all responsibility. No. That is not freedom. Freedom is not the absence of effort. Freedom is the absence of the belief that your existence is defined by your effort. That you have to earn every moment of your life. Freedom is saying that I can be who I want to be regardless of it. Regardless of whatever happens. Because you are more than just your work or your efforts or anything else. I think it's about changing your relationship to those things. Changing the way you see your work. Changing the way you have a relationship with your responsibilities. Have you ever noticed old people? Have you seen that they do whatever they want to do, regardless of what anybody else thinks of them? They dance when they want to dance. They wear whatever they want to wear. They laugh as loudly as they can. Because they don't care what anybody else thinks of them. But then when you look at young people, now everything matters so much to them. They feel like people are always watching them all the time, like everybody's opinion matters. They feel like all of their mistakes are public, all of their embarrassments are permanent. And so they are always very careful and always holding themselves back. Now, old people don't think this way because they are old. They think this way because they have realized through their experience that actually nobody is noticing. Nobody's counting all the times that you've embarrassed yourself. Nobody's counting all your mistakes. Nobody remembers. Nobody's always looking at you. Only you are. And I think they realize that this debt that they are trying to repay for all their life was just in their minds. And now they don't have to hold themselves back anymore. That nobody was keeping a score. And I think that is what freedom is. because you allow yourself to be who you are. But what does it mean to live freely? What does it mean to just stop caring about these things and to just live your life the way you want to live? It's not to quit your job, it's not to give up your responsibilities, it's not to be away from people. I think it's all about giving up that debt that you feel like you need to keep repaying your life. It's borrowed. I think you need to understand that your life is not a debt, that it's not borrowed. But life is simply asking you for your participation. Simply asking you to be part of everything that is going on, instead of trying to keep doing the right thing. There's this really, really interesting quote that I keep going back to. Everyone has two lives. The second one begins when you realize they have only one. And I think that the second life begins when you stop trying to earn it. When you just live and you just participate in it. Because one day you will realize that life was not something you had to repay. It wasn't a debt. Maybe life was simply asking you to participate in it and to be there.